So crystals. This is going to be quite a simple video, but hopefully it's going to give you direction on how to spend. The first thing that you should understand is that this game has done a very good job in the way it manages crystals. It gives you crystals for free when you complete galactic war nodes. It gives you crystals for completing daily challenges, and it gives you crystals for ranking in the arena and ranking in the fleet arena. So you can earn a fair amount of crystals. You get into a guild, you earn them for events and things. Very decent, right? Very decent, very well done. They give you all these crystals. Most games, many games are extremely stingy with this kind of currency. It's either you have them or you don't, and if you want them, you pay. Of course, that's kind of a mistake because that puts a hard line down your wallet, right? Either you do or you don't. But when a game is managed like this, and they give you enough to play, you can play. I'm a free to play player. You can play without, but they give you these little packs here that you can see, just to entice you, right? Maybe you're in a rush to get somebody upgraded or something, and it's only $10. I can afford $10 this month, and you buy a little boost of your crystals, right? So they've done a very good job, and I am not a person who begrudges so-called free games for selling crystal packs and making microtransactions. The people that make this game have to earn a living, right? They got families to feed, they got cars to put fuel in, and all this sort of stuff. So they give you a free game to play. They've got to make their money somehow. We don't live in a utopian hippie paradise where we can all eat apples from trees and there's enough to go around. We're all slave to the dollar. These people just as much. So there is nothing against them putting these crystal packs in here, and I give them all a big high five for the way they've managed this, because they've done a much better job than any other game I've ever played on a mobile device. That aside, you're going to want to know how to spend them. You can pretty much ignore everything in this tab. If you save 1,000 crystals, and let's say let's assume that you're not buying any. All right, let's assume you're not going to buy any. Let's assume you're just earning them. If you buy one of these mod packs, you are guaranteed a full set of 4 or 5 dot mods. The only problem there is that you're not guaranteed to get good mods. Okay, even though the mod is of a high level, it doesn't mean that it's going to be a good mod. Okay, so I bought one of these once. I bought a speed pack, and I regretted it instantly. It was an insane waste of crystals. So don't buy any of these. This, even if you were to max out and get 1.8 million, this is not value. You can earn this twice a week. You can earn these things. You get them in Galactic Wars as well. You get them all through the game. It will take a little longer, of course, if you just buy it, of course. But honestly, just a waste of crystals. Likewise, waste of crystals. I have not bought one of these. It's a reasonable amount of crystals. The unfortunate thing is that you don't know what you're getting, right? So it says you're getting all of this stuff, or you're getting one of these things. Each pack guarantees between 5 to 8 sets of full or partial gear pieces. So you're getting these things, but you don't know what you're getting, right? Let's say you've got 50 characters and you're working, you're working on your top 5. You're going to get the crap from the stuff that you don't need down below. So again, too much of a gamble, too much of a waste. Don't worry about it. Not value. You're never going to max out. You're never going to spend 1,000 and get 3 million crystals. 3 million crystals is the price of a decent mod in the mod store anyway. So that really isn't value. These aren't value. Just ignore this tab, right? Just there's no value in here. Then we come to data cards, and there's 2 kinds of data cards. Okay, so obviously there's the ones with the money. For those of you not in the UAE, that's approximately $100. So these are your $100 packs. I'm not going to talk about the paying for cash. I'm only talking about crystals. Let's click on this one and see what this is offering me. Each pack awards 1 card. So not all of this. Okay, so instantly you're being tricked because you think, wow, I'm getting all of these. It's not. It's one card of ship blueprints worth between 10 to 100 of blueprints for rebel ships in this particular pack. So it's asking me to spend 800 crystals on what is probably always going to be 10 shards of a ship. You're never going to get 100 ship shards. It's just not going to happen. You are never going to drop 100 ship shards, right? It's not 10 of each. It's like that 10 or that 10. And this is the problem with gaming, mobile gaming, and all these microtransactions or whatever they call them. This is a flat gamble. I mean, there's just no other way to put it. It's a gamble. It's a gamble laying on the floor with the big word gamble on its head. And it's just, there's all sorts of small words around it. And they're all just like risk and, you know, maybes and potentials. If you just imagine this kind of floor with all these random words on, that's what this is. Don't if you're a teenager, or even if you're not a teenager, even if you're just someone who's addicted to the game, right? And let's be honest, you know, if you're someone who's bad with money, you know, let's say you've got yourself a credit card and you're using your credit card and you're always up to the limit each month and you're just kind of paying off that minimum balance, which is really, really bad because you're just paying off interest. You're not, but that's a story for another video. Money management is a story for another video. But if any of that sounds familiar, do not waste your money on rubbish like this. Right? Rubbish. This is rubbish. This game does offer you bundles. Okay? Now, if you want to pay your money and get a guaranteed 80 Darth shards plus all of this gear, which gets him up to level something or other, gets him up to 40 and level 5, right? You don't need it. You can get him for free with your achievements. However, this is a perfectly valid purchase, right? This is a guaranteed purchase. You pay this money, you get this stuff, right? That's it. No problem if you want to do this. I don't have any issue with games offering packs like this, and if you want to do this, then, you know, more power to you. But stay away from these randomly gambly packs because they're just terrible waste of money. You can ignore all of these. Just exercise a bit of common sense. You may early game want to buy one of these. I have indeed, or I did indeed buy one of these, and I did buy these regularly. Now, I'm not sure if they were value, to be honest with you, at my early stage. I did get my shards, but again, I'm not getting 330 shards, am I? You know, I'm getting my 10s and my 25s. I'm getting smaller packs of shards, and if I think to myself, was it worth 350 crystals? I'm not convinced it was. I think I could probably get the character shards using crystals in a better way. So maybe you'll be tempted to do this. Maybe you'll be lucky. I don't know. Certainly in this one here, you know, 8 chromium cards. That's a long way. If you're not buying crystals, that's a long way to save up. You know, it's a guaranteed character. Yeah, you see, here we go again, right? This is the issue here, is that it's going to take you a long time early game to save up 2,520 crystals. A long time. You'll be tempted to go into the resources, into the crystals thing, and you'll be tempted to buy them. You see the word guaranteed character. What if it just unlocks at 2 or 3 stars? Right? And it's an Ewok. You just unlock a random Ewok at 3 stars. What a waste of money. What an utter waste of money. So just don't. Just don't. If you're gonna spend money, get the proper bundles, right? And then at least you're buying something. But then there is the way that you can spend crystals on refreshes. Okay, so I can refresh my Cantina energy. I spend 100 crystals and I get 120 Cantina energy and 10 sim tickets. Now, this is a better way to spend crystals. Okay, now I made this mistake early game in that I didn't refresh the energy, because historically when I've played these games I haven't done that. I've always seen value in something like the crystal store, but this game kind of works in the other way. And had I realised that, I would have spent every crystal on energy refreshes. The reason is because, again, it's a guaranteed purchase to a degree, right? You get your energy and you get your sim tickets, which are like gold. And that's a really good way to level up your character, because you can do your hard shards, or even you can get your gear. Okay, so you're getting the gear. You do the same thing with this. 50 crystals, that's nothing. You earn 50 crystals a day just by doing your achievements. So that's one refresh every day, and you get 20 sim tickets and 120 energy. So this is a very, very valid way to spend crystals. It's a very valid way to spend crystals. Now, the final way to spend crystals in this game is in this shipment shop. And as you can see here, it offers me a mix of character shards, ship shards, and pieces of gear and complete gear. Okay, so let's start at the top. Night Sister Zombie is 640 crystals worth 8 shards. Well, if, like me, you're leveling Sith Trooper and you have wasted more than a month using Cantina energy, getting this guy from 5 stars to, 98 shards left, this is definitely worth it. Because this thing just is insane. These shards never drop. It's just been such a horrible grind to get these shards that I am now going to put all of my crystals into buying him until he's finished. Okay, so I'm going to earn my crystals and pump them into this thing just so I can tick that box and he's finished. So if you're paying to remove an annoying part of the game, then yes, right? Generally though, I would say you can just probably get these from general gameplay. Certainly ship shards, it's not worth it because if you can get these in your regular ship energy, so either in here for Galactic Wars or in here, I would prefer to get them in here than to spend. Oh, I can get a Zeta. Yay! Let's do that. Nearly there. Look at that. 17. 2 more. Just 2 more left and he's up. Anyway, that aside, then it comes down to gear. Now, I did ask the advice of one of my guildmates, a gentleman called Scooby. I assume gentleman. I could be wrong, but I assume. And if you're watching this, Scooby, hi Scooby. And he said that I should save my crystals and I should buy the gear. Now I hadn't considered this before, and my question to the guild was, what's worth it? Is it better to refresh? Is it better to refresh the energy, or is it better to buy the gear? And that was a big question. And he said he saves and he buys the gear. Now, I'm not sure on balance whether it's better to save your crystals and get a guaranteed piece of gear, or to do your crystal refreshing or your energy refreshing up here and chance it. The reason for this is because these pieces of gear cost a fair amount, alright? So, he needs this. Is he worth this much? For my overall strategy, spending that many crystals on him is just not value, right? There is some value for me in getting hold of one of these. 2,000 crystals, to drop in any of these characters. I use all of these characters. They're all good characters, right? And if I got my 2,000 crystals, that just kind of fits right in. But that's a lot to save up. That's a lot to save up when you play every day. It's a lot to save up. What I have found is that these kind of booster packs, the salvage packs, I find these worth it. It's not so difficult to save up 700 crystals, and if you're getting these from raid rewards or from your guild, what's it called, the exchange, the guild exchange. If you're getting donations from the guild exchange, or if you're just farming them, this just kind of, if I get this now, if I had 700 crystals and I click this, that takes me over the magic 50. Right? So, it's good for me. So this is not a bad way, I found, to spend crystals. I'm not confident that the amount of time it takes to save up this is really worth it. I know technically it's the same kind of thing, but it just feels different. So in summary, the best way to save your earned crystals is either in the shipment store or in the manner of refreshing your energy up here to get more stuff. I don't think it's in buying cards in the store. Hope this has been useful, and au revoir.